What's up, guys? Welcome back to the updated podcast. I'm your host, Craig, and as per usual, as of right now, I am alone. Um, Still kind of working on some things in terms of guests and whatnot. Hopefully, Michaela will be back. Shout out, Michaela. What's up? If you're listening to this, um, boys, today, this whole week is absolutely massive. I have so many things to go over today. But first of all, today, I am absolutely shocked by this. But Microsoft announced their plan to acquire Activision Blizzard. You know, the creators of Call of Duty. Yeah, they're paying $68 billion to acquire the company, and they just get everything under the company. They now would officially own, after the deal closes, of course, they would officially own the Call of Duty franchise, Overwatch, fucking what else? WoW isn't WoW through Activision Blizzard, like World of Warcraft. Like they're going to be the third top company in terms of gaming. This is absolutely massive. They have said Phil Spencer himself is going to be taking over as CEO whenever the deal closes, which I believe is sometime fiscal year 2023, which should be somewhere around June or July next year. Phil Spencer will be taking over as CEO of that company. And then what's his name? Kotick is his last name. That fuckwad. Yeah, he's. I don't know what's happening to him. All I know is he will no longer be CEO of Activision Blizzard. And so yeah, this is absolutely massive. Not only do we have access to a larger library of games with the support of Xbox on Game Pass, because they have said as many games as possible will be on Game Pass. So if they can drop Overwatch will probably be on Game Pass. Overwatch 2 most likely on Game Pass in terms of the campaign, at least, because I think they said the multiplayer was going to be free. This is massive. Not only that, but on top of that, Activision Blizzard will probably actually be a decent place to work at now, because every single thing I've seen about the Xbox culture, it's a great place to work at, or at least not terrible. There's not constant sexual harassment claims in the workplace as there is in Activision Blizzard. So I really hope that this means that that whole sector will be cleaned out and will be a better place for the workers and the consumers in the end, because we don't have to deal with all that BS PlayStation exclusive stuff for Call of Duty anymore. Now, if they release something, it will just be on all platforms. We don't have to wait an entire year to get a co-op mode that ends up being trash anyways, and then no one uses in anyways. Let's go, right? Like, come on now. So hopefully this means great things for the future. Like phenomenal things. Maybe Call of Duty will become a good franchise again. Thoughts? And then on top of that, apparently there are some talks about this kind of being Microsoft's push towards the whole metaverse thing. I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't think any of us can really know about that for sure. But I mean, I'm personally I'm really into VR, and I like being immersed in VR. However, I don't think I necessarily agree with the whole metaverse thing in all aspects. Like, I don't think we should be living in that kind of thing, you know? So let's hopefully just hope that this means great things for not only Activision Blizzard, not only for Xbox, but just everyone in general. Big I'm having a stroke. I don't know what word I was trying to use there, but yeah, let's hope this means good things for the future. Um Next, onto the normal news that's not as exciting about that. We have Bloodborne coming to Switch. I believe it releases on Switch sometime this week or something like that. Let me check really quick. Do do do. Okay, yeah. Um, it appears Bloodborne is. Wait, what? Already on Switch? It's been on Switch? I'm confused. I'm seeing stuff from 2018. I don't know. I wasn't. Michaela mentioned this to me. I wasn't able to get a link. She didn't send a link to anything. So. Oh, okay. Bloodborne for Switch announced. Sick. Do do do. Yeah. Okay. When's the release date? Let me just watch this live on the podcast. We're gonna be doing some research, I guess. 1/31/2022. Right? Am I correct? Bloodborne PS1 demake. Very interesting. Okay, anyways, enough about that. Anyways, all I heard was that Bloodborne is coming to Switch. It is either coming later in the month, so if you're really into Bloodborne and you got a Switch, go for it. Don't have to get a PlayStation because it's not on anything else, I don't think. Um, next up, we have Ubisoft working on a VR game where you play as a firefighter in the Notre Dame. You know how I think it was 2019 or 2018, there was a fire in the Notre Dame and it kind of burned like most of the place down. Well, I mean, Ubisoft has probably been the most active people into that when it comes to that. I mean, they gave what $500,000 to the rebuilding efforts, and then they gave Assassin's Creed Unity away for free on Ubisoft Connect like 2 years ago to raise awareness for it. And then on top of that, they also let like the people that were working on the reconstruction use their assets from Assassin's Creed Unity, which I mean, I'm sure you know how they got those assets. They actually went in and, recreated the Notre Dame as best as they possibly could. But they let other people use those assets to help the rebuilding effort. And I think that's honestly really cool. It's something that they've been very adamant on. I can tell, and I mean, shoot, more power to them. They're seems like they're doing a lot to help the cause. Next up, boys, don't forget Rainbow Six Extraction releases the 20th. By the way, I forgot to say today's date. Today is the 18th of January, 2022, and Rainbow Six Extraction. By the time this podcast comes out, it'll be the next day after the podcast, so the 20th of January. Pretty excited to try it. I'm not necessarily sure if I will like it. Some of the gameplay that I have seen, it seems a lot better than it was when it was in its beta phase. So that's definitely good. That's a positive thing. And hopefully it's better in a lot more ways. And I'm gonna get some friends to try it with me via the Buddy Pass that hopefully works, even though I have Ubisoft Plus. And let's hope that's a good game. PUBG recently went free to play. I think they released the trailer like yesterday, but it's currently already free to play. So if you've ever been thinking about playing PUBG, if you know what PUBG is, it's just a battle royale. It's one of the first battle royales that kind of actually popped along with Fortnite. Well, I guess it popped before Fortnite, and then Fortnite was like, "Hey, I'm here." But yeah, it's a decent battle royale. There's some frustrating things with it as always, and I know it had performance issues a while back. I don't know if those are fixed, because like I haven't played it in like 2 years. So I mean, it's worth a shot. It's free to play, you know. Next up, this week, actually last week I talked about trying Far Cry 6 and the new DLC that came out, just so I can give you guys my opinion, kind of a rundown on how it went and whatnot. And I mean, honestly, I didn't play very much of the base game. I played through the intro of the base game, and then I had to get off and go to work. But after that, I waited a few days and then tried the newest DLC, the one that released like last week or something. And honest, it's pretty good. I can safely say that it's pretty good. It's about 2 hours of content if you speed run it once and only play it once. But with the challenges to unlock the cosmetics, I could definitely see why some people would replay it and actually take their time with it. To discover all the places. I think I discovered within 2 hours of gameplay, I unlocked maybe half of the guns, discovered half of the places, and completely beat the main quote unquote storyline of it. So there's definitely more to do. It's just if you're only in it for the storyline part of it, you might get 2 hours of content out of it. I will say, if you're not very good at those kinds of games, you might have a more like a more harder time, because it's like if you die, you basically restart with almost nothing. It's a little weird, but you do keep your permanent unlocks, like what weapons you've unlocked, and then the upgrades you've gotten through their mirror. And then after that, you lose everything else. You lose all of your influence or whatever, all of your power. Up to a certain point, there's an upgrade where you can upgrade how much you save every time you die. But you lose that. You lose all of your individual powers, which you have to unlock you find randomly over time, I guess. But honestly, it's pretty good. I would say for $15, if you already have the base game, it's worth it. It's you're paying what, $7 an hour, even if you even if you only play through it once just for the story, because I do think it's interesting. It's definitely interesting to go through the mind and like kind of the quirks of some of the villains. You do have flashbacks as you go through it and complete certain areas where you learn a little bit of background about pagan men, and I think it's definitely interesting, something to check out, especially if you're interested in the Far Cry universe. And yeah, and then also a little bonus. I also bought After the Fall this week, and After the Fall is a VR game, VR co-op zombie shooter, kind of like Left 4 Dead, but different in a bunch of ways. And honestly, I like it. I definitely think I've been playing it mainly alone. I think I've been in like one lobby or two lobbies with other people, but I like it. Even solo, like there are certain mechanics about it that are just make it fun and interesting. There's even a quicker reload option if you don't want to reload like manually, like if you were playing Pavlov or something. So if you just want to like eject the magazine and then just touch your ammo pouch to reload, you can do that. And I think that's pretty cool. I use the manual reload only because I like doing that, and you also get a bonus for doing the manual reload since it takes longer. Um, and then on top of that, there are a few different things, like you could customize the weapons that you bring in, like in an insane amount. There are probably at least a minimum of 4 different attachments for different parts for every gun. So you can like detach the barrel of your pistol and then just attach a different barrel that has more damage but less range, more damage but more recoil at the same time. And it's pretty interesting. I think it would definitely be fun with friends. I'm trying to get Michaela to get it. Maybe she said maybe when she gets paid. So yeah. And what one very, very annoying thing, however, about After the Fall is that I've noticed if you pause it in single player, at least on Steam, if you're playing single player and you pause it, there's a chance that the game will like completely freeze. It'll act as if you have it paused forever, and it just won't let you unpause it for some reason. It's very clearly a bug, pretty frustrating, but hopefully they fix it. And I guess it's not too big of a deal because I have not experienced it when I've been playing multiplayer with other people. Hopefully it's just in single player, even though that's still frustrating and still shouldn't be a thing. But at the very least, if it's only single player, it's kind of minimized to a degree. So yeah, pretty decent game if you have VR. and you like kind of Left 4 Dead type games, I'd kind of recommend it. It definitely seems like a decent game, even so far. I do think there are only I could be wrong about this. There might be only like 6 different like levels, which is kind of similar to Left 4 Dead, considering the levels are like 20 minutes or so long, even longer sometimes. But hopefully they add more levels. I do think they are going to add more levels. The launch edition includes like the first season of content with it or whatever. And there even is a multiplayer mode that I have not tried, so I cannot speak to. Maybe one day I will have that, play it, and can let you guys know how that is. I just realized this has already been going on for 15 minutes. I am going crazy today. This is going to be like the longest episode ever. Anyways, on to the rework art for the sound sensor on Phasmophobia being shown on Twitter. So hopefully that means that the sound sensor rework is just about ready. It looks like an item that you're not placing on walls anymore, though, because it's like a regular microphone, kind of like a Blue Yeti, just on like a tripod stand. So it seems like something that you place on the floor now instead of on the wall, and it just captures everything in the room. Hopefully they make it more useful, because I mean, none of us really sit in the truck when we play Phasmophobia. So literally, what's the point of having a sound sensor where you can detect sounds? It's kind of pointless. Hopefully they make it more useful in some way, and hopefully it's soon, considering that the art is being shown already. Next up, we have a small sale on Ubisoft Connect. If you go on Ubisoft Connect, if you're on PC, there are a few things on sale. I have not checked if anything is on sale on like Xbox or PlayStation in terms of Ubisoft games, but on Ubisoft Connect, at least, games like Rainbow Six Siege, The Division 2, things like that. Some Assassin's Creed games, I believe Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Unity. All of these games are like $10 or less a piece. So Siege is the deluxe edition for Siege is $9.90. The Division 2 is $9. The most expensive Assassin's Creed game that I see is $14, and that's Assassin's Creed Origins, which I can't really speak to. However, I would definitely recommend, if you have a few bucks, cop Black Flag. Black Flag is my favorite Assassin's Creed game of all time, specifically because of ship combat and the way that whole thing works. They really fleshed that out in that game, and it's phenomenal. Like one of the best side pieces of content in any Assassin's Creed game ever. It's phenomenal. So yeah, I mean, if you got a few bucks and you want to pick up an extra game that you've been wanting to try, check out the sale. There's definitely a few games that would be pretty interesting to a lot of people. Let's see. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Just the other day, I think it was on the 15th. Well, I mean, I guess they were doing the whole fundraiser for an entire week from January 9th to January 15th, I believe, or 16th. The Games Done Quick, which is a fundraiser. I don't know if you know what Games Done Quick is, but they're a fundraiser platform where they do a bunch of speed runs on stream and to raise money for cancer. It's Games Done Quick, and they raise money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. And in that event, not only did they raise the most money in the history at a single Games Done Quick event, which is $3.4 million in the course of a week. That is insane. That is an insane amount of money to raise in a week. So really good on that part. But a really interesting speedrun is someone beating Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Yeah, you guys know what that is. I know you know what it is. He beat it in just under 2 hours. That is crazy. This man can't even see. He is like handicapped to the nth degree, and he beats the game? What? Hello? He's a god. How do you even do that? I can't even speedrun a game normally. That probably would have taken me 12 hours if I was trying my hardest to beat Sekiro to speedrun it. And this man beats it in like a fifth of that time, blindfolded. Can't even see. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, January 9th to January 16th is when the event was running. And yeah, definitely some previous world record breaking runs as well. Like Kenna Bridge of Spirits got speedran in 28 minutes and 35 seconds. A few games that aren't really well known, but are like popular in the speedrunning community, which is pretty interesting, by the way. If you haven't watched speedruns, I would definitely recommend you go watch a speedrun sometime. Even like a random game, because these people are crazy. They're just absolutely nuts. They've played this game so many times that their muscle memory is just off the charts. They can do it blindfolded, as you can tell from someone actually playing it blindfolded. It's crazy. People are nuts. Anyways, good job, GameStone Quick. Shout out. Whole $3.4 million. That's nuts. For Prevent Cancer Foundation. For the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Good stuff. Next up, we have NVIDIA's my brain just died. Anyways, NVIDIA just released a new DL. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a new upscaling or downscaling, I guess, technique to make your games look sharper in their latest driver for RTX cards. So like the 30 series, the 20 series, all those cards. They in their latest driver, they now have deep learning dynamic super resolution, also known as DLDSR. So we used to have DSR, which basically what it does is it renders the game at a higher resolution than your monitor and then downscales it to your monitor so that it's able to even look even better than what your monitor can normally handle. It looks sharper, it looks clearer. However, of course, you usually lose some performance considering you're rendering the game at a higher resolution. Now, instead of DSR, it's kind of like a DSR 2.0. It runs better. It looks pretty much the same, if not a little better. So you're losing less FPS while still getting the same bonus. Good stuff. I mean, if you want your games to look better, go for it. Now you even have, another. What is going on today? Now you have another method of making your games look better. Granted, a little performance hit, but if you really want that boost, then I'd say it's worth it. Also, it's a lot less of a performance hit with DLDSR. So, yeah, definitely good stuff. Always like to see new technologies coming out. I know when I first got access to DLSS, absolutely huge. Like, you get so much more performance out of your card with DLSS. It's great. Also, I'm going to go on a rant here for a few minutes because the next topic that I have is a Walking Dead game that is a blockchain-based survival MMORPG, which means you have to buy the land before the game comes out. I'm assuming it's it's either going to be like a mobile game, kind of like Pokemon Go, or actually no, never mind. I am incorrect. It is coming to PC in the coming months. So the game's going to have its own map, I'm guessing, on certain servers. Maybe there's multiple servers, maybe there's only one. And fucking they're just selling off pieces of land in this survival MMORPG. Why? Why are you doing this? I understand blockchain technology. Cool. But why are you selling land in your game? It's an MMORPG. It's not that deep. Sell houses or something. Why are you selling land? And they're doing it before the game even releases. So you don't even have a chance to get an idea of how the game is, what it's like. No, you just have to blindly buy land and then hope that the game is good. What? How much is this land even going to be? We don't even know yet. That is absolutely ridiculous. What is the point? The game doesn't even look that good. It's literally like a top-down third-person survival MMORPG with the graphics of like a 2008 game. What? Why are you? And you're selling all this land. What? Where's the money going to go to? Because clearly, no money has gone into the game itself. Really. Why are you? Why? I really hate it when people try to do this stuff. What is even the benefit of this game being on the blockchain? The only benefit is all towards the game itself. What? Who asked for this? No one asked for this. No one wants this. I guarantee there's going to be like 3 people with a bunch of money that for some reason buy all of this land. And then of course they're keeping some land quote unquote dead so that whenever the game releases there's more land to buy, which fine, great, phenomenal, but still, literally why? I don't see the point of this. This is the stupidest thing ever. No, this game isn't even going to exist in a year. I guarantee it. I'm not going to set a reminder to look it up in a year, but I can already guarantee you this game will not exist in a year. I didn't even say the name of the game because it doesn't even deserve that. Granted, you can find it just by Googling Walking Dead blockchain game, but like, who asked for this? No, go away. No one asked for this. Anyways, enough with my rant. Next up, we have Call of Duty getting Attack on Titan gear, which is funny because lately, I believe, I don't remember what exactly happened, but a lot of people are getting reinterested in Attack on Titan. So I guess Activision were kind of like, oh, hey, let's just do this. Let's just release some Attack on Titan stuff. And the cosmetic that I've seen looks absolutely hilarious. It's like an Asian guy that looks absolutely dead inside with like emo hair and one of the Attack on Titan outfits. I think it's supposed to be Levi. I haven't watched more than like an episode of Attack on Titan, but this man looks like he wants to be dead. So that's kind of funny. Just more stuff to spend your money on, right? Yeah. I for this next one, I'm not sure if it's still going on. I know about a week ago there was a bundle deal with a 128 gigabyte micro SD with for the Switch with a 12-month family membership for like $35. But I wasn't able to find that when I was doing my research last night. However, I was able to find the same deal, but with an individual online membership. So it's 128 gigabyte micro SD with a 12-month individual online membership for the Switch for $40, which saves about $14. So if you wanted to get online and you need more space on your Switch, I would definitely recommend you pick up that bundle on Amazon. You can just look it up. I haven't looked it up today. Hopefully it's still there by the time you're listening to this if you want it. But literally just Google 128 gigabyte micro SD with Switch 12-month membership. And on Amazon or on Google, really. Maybe Best Buy or something will do it again because I know they were the first ones to do it. Maybe they'll come back around. But yeah, if it's anything over like $50, I wouldn't get it. But $40, it saves you about $14. So I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Next up, we have Twitch finally fucking doing something. Apparently, they plan to launch an improved reporting and appeals process. So as of right now, when you get banned on Twitch, I haven't been banned because I don't really stream that much. I stream like once in a blue moon. I upload on YouTube more than I stream. But when you get banned on Twitch, they don't even tell you why you get banned most of the time. Most of the time, it is so hard to understand why you got banned. And if you're not really doing anything wrong and you just get banned out of nowhere, how would you know what you did so that you can change it or rectify it in any way? So apparently, they're trying to launch an improved reporting and appeals process. Hopefully, that goes well and people can actually communicate between Twitch and themselves and actually understand what will ban them, why they're banned, and what they can do to make things better. Who knows? I guess we'll have to find out when they actually do it. I honestly, I don't really trust Twitch's word at this point because just a year ago they said they were banning the word simp. So who knows how this will turn out. And next, we have the Pubg Mobile developers, known as Krafton, absolutely going apeshit and suing like everyone. They're suing Karina, the developers of Free Fire, which is a similar mobile battle royale game, for infringing on their copyright. And then they're also suing Google and Apple for hosting the game on their stores and willingly continuing to allow the copyright infringement, which I don't know how well that suit's going to go, but I guess we'll have to find out. But not only that, they are requesting and even further, I believe, taking action against YouTube because they requested that YouTube videos of Free Fire be taken down, and YouTube isn't taking them down. And then they're also suing developers of cheats for Pubg Mobile. So these guys are going absolutely apeshit and just suing everyone. Everyone gets a lawsuit, like the Oprah of courts or whatever. I probably won't really follow that story only because it's just kind of funny to me how they're suing like 4 different people or groups, I guess, at the same time, and they're gonna win. They're most likely gonna win the suit against Karina, the developers of Free Fire. Google and Apple are meh, and if they can actually track down the cheat developers, then yeah, they'll get them. So yeah, I mean, this week is absolutely massive. We have Xbox, as Michaela said, collecting game studios like the Infinity Stones. Like we got a lot going on. That's what? How many studios have they? They've acquired at least 15 different studios, and Activision just. This is the biggest. That's the biggest deal in gaming history. I think the second biggest was when one of Sony's latest acquisitions. I can't remember it. What was I can't remember. Anyways, it was like 13 billion, and this is literally like 68 billion. For reference, is about half of the entirety of Microsoft's revenue from last year. I think their revenue was $150 billion last year, and this is half of it. That is nuts. That's just fuck you money. Like that's hilarious. Also, a little bit of a tidbit to end this on, since I mean that's about how much I got. It seems about to be about what I got. Oh Jesus! I just had a stroke again. Every time I'm on this podcast, I just have a stroke. Netflix is raising their prices. This isn't necessarily gaming related, but let's be real here. You have Netflix. Netflix is raising their prices about $1 to $2 a month. So now the premium subscribers who have 4K and 4 screens at once is now $20 a month. The standard plan is going from $14 to $15.50, and then the basic members are now paying $10 a month. So yeah, I mean, kind of sucks, but at the same time, Netflix is pumping out so much content, which is mostly kind of shitty, honestly, which is kind of frustrating. So, I mean, I kind of understand why they need more money. Hopefully, they start using this money for good. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it for the podcast this week. I mean, thanks for listening. Hopefully next week, maybe I'll just force Michaela to come on. This week was massive, though. Absolutely massive. I don't think any week until probably about August is going to amount to this week. It's 35 minutes. I've been doing this for 35 minutes. That's nuts. Longest podcast in history. No, not in history. In history on this podcast, though. Yeah. So, thanks for listening, guys. See you next week. Bye. Stay frosty.